welcome back to a new episode of Tech This Week. My name is Apulak. Hope all of you are keeping well. So today, we're diving into an industry that's been, on a relentless cycle of upgrades and lots of hype. I'm talking about the smartphone industry today, right? Uh, I'm sure, like me, you've seen several ads and you've heard so many pitches which seem to, you know, shout it out, new and improved. But have you stopped to think, is there something actually new? Really? And how much of it is actually improved? In fact, you've seen so many memes out there which make fun of these, new launches of smartphones, and they clearly there's not much of differentiation from its previous version, right? So, and I've seen for several years now, we've been bombarded with new models every year. So that's become the tradition. And each company, promising something better, some new age design or feature. But if you take a step back, a question that I think we need to ask uh, is, do we really see innovation? Or is just a marketing stunt dressed up as progress, right? So when a new phone, for instance, hits the market, what do we usually get? Just think of it, for better part of the last decade, it was usually about the camera. Uh, Few people spoke about a faster chip, and lately, everybody seems to talk about AI. So some AI assisted features, some photo enhancement, voice recognition, or maybe a foldable screen. But fundamentally, as the smartphone experience changed, the answer is no, in my personal view, right? It's like, upgrading the decor of a house without ever building a new room. That's the way I look at it. It's to a certain extent, I wouldn't mind saying it's a little superficial, right? But the question that we need to answer is, why do they keep doing this? The industry has set this standard new phone every year without questioning its sustainability and whether they can pull in something innovative in that 1 year. Actually, what you need to understand is, and for people who are from the world of R&D, will completely understand this, which is true innovation actually takes time. It requires R&D, it requires testing, refinement, so on and so forth. None of this can fit into comfortably in a 12-month cycle. And I think that's the biggest issue here. The smartphone industry is caught in this self-imposed race to release something new in such a short span, right? Think about it. If you're already working on the next phone, the moment your last one launches, how much time do you get to even explore something truly different, something that could break the mold? It takes time for doing something. When you talk about innovation, when you talk about disruption, they're time-consuming affairs, right? So the question that actually I'm trying to ask is, and I hope this reaches to the people whom I hope are listening to this, does the smartphone companies need to slow down this treadmill? What if, by slowing down, the industry could actually unlock new possibilities? Let's look at the PC industry, for example. It used to have a similar pattern, right? But eventually it matured. The PC manufacturers recognized that true innovation doesn't happen annually and adjusted the pace. And we've seen that in several scenarios. In fact, if I take an example closer to from a brand perspective, take Apple's Mac lineup as an example. They don't release a new MacBook every year, with incremental upgrades. Instead, they focus on major generational shifts, like the transition from Intel chips to the custom-made, M-series processors. It was a move that fundamentally changed the performance and efficiency of the device. That, in my view, is innovation. Let's look at, say, another example. So I think the larger question that we need to answer is it only going to be a hardware play? I think this is where the real shift is I hope is will take place. Uh, let's look at the again go back to smartphone industry. Uh, Instead of focusing on this yearly treadmill of slightly better cameras or faster processors, what if they focus on breakthrough advancements like innovation that might take 2 to 3 years to develop, but could genuinely redefine the smartphone experience? You know, uh, this approach actually can create opportunity for smartphone companies to focus on something deeper than hardware. You think about it, our phones are now capable of interpreting, context through AI, understanding our behavior, and even predicting our needs. So in the long run, what we're trying to say is the companies that master invisible innovation will have an edge. It's not about the hardware anymore. It's about how well your phone understands you, works with you, and integrates you into the larger ambit of digital life. So what's the future hold from a smartphone perspective? I think that the future isn't just about smartphones anymore. I think that's the big point they're trying to drive. It's about the ecosystem around it. Companies need to build services, software, and other devices that extend the capabilities of the phone, or better yet, go beyond it. I mean, to a certain extent, if you see how Apple has worked, and so has Samsung and many other players, they're subtly shifting towards services like health tracking, financial services, even AR initiatives. So they're just not, betting on people upgrading the devices. They're betting on people staying with the Apple ecosystem. But yes, I'm nowhere am I suggesting Apple is not in the rat race of all the other phones. They are also in the same race as any of their other competitors are. So somewhere, smartphones might no longer be the star of the show, like the way I see it. They might just be the bridge to a larger and more integrated world of services. So I think the real battle ahead might not be which phone has the best camera, but which ecosystem has the best overall experience, right? So the bottom line is that the smartphone industry stands at a critical crossroad, because I don't think, and I'm sure numbers will dictate, I don't think if we keep on successively rolling out a new phone year after year, it will have takers. It can continue down this well-known path, releasing minor upgrades each year. That hopefully the consumers will keep playing around. But and I see a risk in that. Or it can take a bold choice, slow down, rethink its priorities, and invest in genuine breakthrough innovation. But the risk of sticking with the old playbook is very real, like I said, because while these companies focus on incremental change like better cameras, slightly faster processors, there are others who will be quietly working on ideas that could change the very concept of smartphones that we know. The industry needs to confront a tough question: will they disrupt their profitable status quo for innovation? Nobody wants to disrupt the apple cart, because true innovation isn't about making the best version of what already exists. It's about reimagining what comes next. It's about rethinking about the smartphone itself, or actually maybe even daring to ask if we need the smartphone at all. There could be form factors that go beyond smartphone. I know futuristic, but I think about it, right? It gave me a lot to think through, which is why I share my views with you. You have a wonderful week ahead. Bye for now.